Only 22% of workers feel like their job is actually safe right now, like 22%. I mean, that means almost 80% of people right now are sitting in a cubicle or in their home office right now telling themselves that they're being responsible by staying in their job, that they're being smart or they're being safe, while they're actually quietly terrified that they could get a calendar invite tomorrow that ends everything. So let me say something to you that might rattle you a little bit. The paycheck that you're clinging to for safety, that is the single most dangerous thing in your life because it can be taken from you at any moment by someone who doesn't even know your name. And I'm not going to tell you to rage quit your job today, but I'm going to do something better. I'm going to help you to build the plan that you can use to leave your job in the right way, in a way that actually fits your nervous system in your life, so that one day you walk out of those doors and you never have to ask another human being for an income again. That is what we're talking about today. We're also going to talk about what real financial freedom means and where it actually lives, because it doesn't live in a job like you think it does. It does not live in a husband, I promise you that, or a wife. It does not live in a retirement account that you can't touch for 30 years. Somewhere else entirely is where financial freedom lives. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. By the end of this episode, leaving your job is not going to feel like a fantasy that you just scroll past. It's actually going to feel like a plan that you're already standing inside of. Welcome to Mess to Millions. I'm Erica Carico, and I have helped thousands of women leave their corporate careers, leave their jobs, and to walk full-time into businesses that they built with their own two hands. So in this episode, you're going to walk away with 3 real strategies for leaving your job. I've used one of these personally, and I've helped hundreds, if not thousands of people to use all 3 of these. And I'm also going to talk to you about the truth that nobody taught you about what safe actually means. So let me name the thing that is keeping you stuck in that job that you don't love. You're waiting for the perfect moment. You're waiting for the perfect version of your finances or for your confidence or for your savings account to be where you need it to be to finally leave, right? So that it feels safe enough for you to do that. And while you wait, you're staying another quarter or another year or another performance review where they hand you some stupid 2% raise in a pizza party and call it appreciation. Here's what I need you to understand. The 9 to 5 or the 8 to 6, which is what it was when I worked in corporate, was sold to us as the safe choice, right? Get the degree, get the job, keep your head down, climb the ladder, and you will be taken care of. That was the deal. That deal is dead. It doesn't exist anymore. Remember that number that I opened this podcast with? Only 22% of people out there feel that their job is safe from elimination. Almost 4 out of 5 people do not feel safe where they are. And women are among the most worried of anyone. And I'm not fear-mongering. These are just facts of the world right now and where we are. And, this year alone, more than 200,000 workers have already been laid off. Over 1,000 people every single day are walking out carrying that cardboard box, right? Amazon cut 16,000 corporate jobs. Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, let go of 8,000. Oracle is cutting tens of thousands. And these are not failing little startups. These are the biggest, safest, most prestigious names in the world. And here's what I think should light a fire under you. More than half of those layoffs this year blamed AI. So, the job that you're clinging to for safety may not even exist in a couple of years. That's the reality of the situation. And that has nothing to do with how hard you work or how good you are at it. You could be the best in the building and still be next on the chopping block. So you're not safe. You are not safe. You're just next, and you do not know when. My ex-husband got laid off. He's proof of this. He got laid off or lost his job or whatever a year and a half ago. He's been unemployed for over a year. He did everything that the safe path told him to do, right? And the path literally has nothing for him right now. The paycheck he relied on his whole life is just gone, and there's nothing that he can do to make someone hand him another paycheck. He did everything right. He followed the old rules. He ended up with nothing in his hands because the only skill that he ever built was being good at someone's job, right? He never learned how to make money for himself. He only learned how to receive it, how to be an employee, how to have a job. And learning how to create income for yourself and having a job are two completely different things. Meanwhile, I'm over here creating my own economy, like my own income out of my own brain, out of my own gifts, out of my own medicine, my own business. When I need money, I know how to make money. I don't wait for it. I don't apply for it. I don't beg for it. I create it. The factory that makes the money is not a building I drive to. It is me. It comes with me everywhere I go. So tell me again now, which one of us is safe? The one waiting by the phone for a company to try and choose him, or the one who's learned how to choose herself? Here's what I've learned coaching over 10,000 women at this point, and thousands of them out of their jobs. There isn't one way to leave. There are quite a few, but I'm going to talk about the three main ways that I have gotten people out of their job in a way that has felt really good for them, right? And the reason that so many women stay stuck is because they're trying to copy the wrong exit strategy. And as I walk you through these three strategies, just feel into your body, which one really relaxes you, which one feels like, oh, yes, I could definitely do that. Okay. The first path to exit is the bridge. And this is mine. This is the one that I did. So, this is where you basically keep your full time job, you keep that income flowing, and you build your business on the side until it's actually strong enough to support you, right? It's earning enough income so that you can leave your job and still support yourself and your family. Now, here's why this one matters. And it's not just about the money, this one is about energy, like physical energy. So when you're building something from a place of lack, like when you need to sign a client this week, or you need to close the deal this week, or you literally can't pay your electricity bill, clients are going to feel that on the consultation. Like that desperate energy is gross. It's repelling. It pushes away the exact thing that you're reaching for. And for me, I mean, that energy like completely freaks me out. If I had to sit on a consultation knowing that I actually needed this person to say yes, or I couldn't feed my kids, I mean, oh my God, I would like shrivel into a ball and disappear. I cannot sell from a panic at all. So I kept my job, I kept my income steady, and I built my business from a place of calm and overflow. The job, it wasn't holding me back necessarily. The job, I always said, like, this job is funding my business. It's funding my business, right? I'm staying here for a year because this job is funding my business. So the job that was funding my business was the thing that let me build without the fear and the panic and the scarcity and the lack. The second path is called the leap. This is pretty opposite to the path that I chose, but a lot of women work this way, and I've worked with a lot of women who have done this. This is the woman who just jumps. She leaves corporate completely. She may have a bit of a savings account, right? Like some people want about 6 months worth of their own bills in a savings account, right? So they have the savings set aside, and then the absence of a safety net is exactly what lights her on fire. For some women, having no job to fall back on is the most motivating thing in the world. Like the fire underneath them is real and it works. If you're this kind of woman who has always done best under pressure, and you've got the savings for a little bit of a runway, the leap might be yours. I think you just would want to make sure, that your runway is real. Yeah. That the, fire is beautiful. But eviction is not. We don't want you to get yourself evicted from your home. The third path is the bridge job. And this one I love to watch so much because it's so creative and it's so freeing. This is where you would leave the soul crushing corporate golden handcuffed job or role or whatever, but you take something on part time, like a part time job. something that you actually love, something that gives you a little bit of income and also a lot of energetic space to build. So you're not starting from zero every single month, but it's also not consuming your entire nervous system the way that your corporate job was. One of my students, this is like the best story ever. It gives me chills every single time. One of my students in Soul Business Accelerator a couple of years ago, she had a PhD in genetics. She was working in a lab for 20 years. So picture that 20 years of fluorescent lights, no windows, white coats, being the smartest person in every room. And yet, somewhere along the way, she lost herself completely. So burnt out, so exhausted, so far from the woman who she used to be that she could barely breathe. She told me that she used to sit in the car in the parking lot before walking into work, just trying to find the strength to get through another day. She wanted to start a coaching business, but, you know, what made her feel alive was being outside and around horses. So we decided that she was going to leave the lab, the PhD, the title, the prestige, the steady paycheck that everyone told her made her safe, quote unquote. She left it and she took a part-time job shoveling horse manure at a barn while she built her business on the side. A PhD geneticist shoveling horse manure by choice. I mean, her family probably thought that she had lost her mind, but she hadn't lost her mind. She she had finally found it. That barn got her outside near the horses that she loved, and it gave her a little income so that she wasn't building from zero. It gave her the space and the peace to build the thing that her soul actually came on this earth to do. And then 2 years later, she has a six-figure coaching business. She is no longer shoveling shit at the barn. And here's the part that just gets to me every time. She now has her own horse that she boards at the barn, and somebody else is shoveling the manure out of her horse's stall that she now pays for through her business. I mean, she came full circle from the one cleaning stalls to the horse to the one who has a horse that lives there. That is what is real on the other side of having an exit plan. So, which of these plans or paths could be yours? I think let's just make it really simple. If selling from desperation would crush you, if you need calm to do your best work, then keep the income and build the bridge. There's no shame in it. That is wisdom. Sometimes when people come to me inside of Soul Business Accelerator, and they've left their job maybe a year ago, income has pretty much run out. They don't have savings and they need to build their business ASAP. The first thing that we tell them to do is maybe it would be best for you to go get a part-time job. And every time they've done that, it has felt so empowering for them. And their business has grown so much faster because they've built it from a place of love and abundance and prosperity. And they're not freaking out about every single rejection or every single no. And it's just a way better experience for them. But if pressure is your fuel and you've got a real savings in place, then take the leap. And if you need to escape the corporate grind now, but you're not ready to be at zero, find your bridge job. Find the barn that gets you back to yourself. And there's no right path. We all use different strategies, right? There's only your path. But here's the shift that I really need you to make today, because underneath all three is something really important. So we've been taught that safety is a place, like a company or a title or a direct deposit every other Friday in the sense of a paycheck. We hand our entire sense of security over to it and let it decide whether we get to feel okay. Safety is not a place. Safety is a skill set. And I have to talk to you about the three things keeping most of you chained to that darn desk. It's the steady paycheck. It's the 401k. It's the benefits, right? We've been taught to worship them like they are the whole point of life and that we can't survive without them. And so we'll stay somewhere that is slowly killing us for years just to protect them. Listen hard, because that is a limiting belief and it is robbing you of everything that is possible for you. The steady paycheck that feels like security, it's actually a leash. The benefits that feel like care, they are the golden handcuffs that are keeping you from betting on yourself. And the 401k feels like the future, but is it a future where you finally get to live in 30 years? I mean, if you're lucky, right? Instead of now. And I lived in that belief too. I was in corporate, I was stuck there, I was chasing the benefits, I needed the steady paycheck, I needed the security. And then I left and I built a business that has created millions, millions. And do you know what that did? The millions made the steady, tiny little paycheck completely obsolete. It made the benefits obsolete. It made the 401k that I was so scared to walk away from completely obsolete because I no longer need a company to dole out my safety in little tiny pieces. I create more than all of it combined times 10 on my own terms, doing work I love, having impact in the world, sharing my medicine with the world, and helping you to live yours. Those three things I thought were keeping me safe, they were a prison, a beautiful, well decorated prison that I mistook for security. And the day that I stopped believing I needed them, the job, the benefits, the paycheck, the 401k, was the day my real life finally began. Real safety is knowing how to create income when you need it, out of your own gifts, in your own hands. Because a company can lay you off, right? A husband can leave or lose his job for a year like mine did. A market can crash. But having the skill set of knowing how to create money, nobody can ever take that from you ever. Once you have that skill and you know how to make money for yourself, you cannot unknow it. That is something you will have for the rest of your life. And that is true financial freedom. I know that if I lost everything that I have right now, as much as that would suck, I know that I have the skill set to earn it back, right? And that is financial freedom. It's not a number in the bank. It doesn't matter how much money you have in a bank. It can all disappear at some point. But having the skill set to be able to build it back is true financial freedom. When you know how to create income for yourself, you never have to rely on anyone else to give you a stupid paycheck again. And that is where the financial freedom actually lives. You stop betting on someone else. You stop begging someone else. You start hoping and wishing for a job that pays more, for the increase or the whatever. And you start betting on you. And it turns out you were always the safer bet. You are always the safer bet. That's exactly what we do in Soul Business Accelerator, right? We're going to build on that skill. We're going to learn the skill. We're going to reliably create income out of your own gifts. And it's so much faster and so much less terrifying when you're not doing it alone in the dark. So that's what we do in Soul Business Accelerator. We help you build the 6-figure business, the 7-figure business. We map the actual exit from your career. We take the right path for you. We create the income. We help you create your business, your offer. What are you selling? We help you figure out what your runway is. Can you leave? Can you not? When can you leave? If you know right now it's time to bet on yourself, but you don't know how to do it and you don't want to gamble blindly, come find me. I mean, book a call with my team. There will be a link in the show notes here. Or if it's easier, just send me an Instagram DM at Erica Lynn Carico. That's what we're here for. Now, I want you to do this for me this week because a dream without a plan is just a longer way to stay stuck. Step 1, name your number, okay? Not your fantasy number, your freedom number. What does your business actually need to bring in monthly for you to walk out the door safely? I did this. I created the number that I needed. I needed my business to be at consistent $5,000 a month, which wasn't a lot. And I figured I'd give myself a year. So I actually wrote my resignation letter, dated it for a year from when I started my business. And the cool thing is within 2 days of that, the next year, I had already turned in my resignation letter, but within 2 days of that, I was turning in the keys and I walked out of that building and I've never been employed since. And that was in 2018. You have to name the target, right? Name the target very clearly. Put a date on it when you will have your business at that point, and what is the number you need to be earning every single month so that you can leave your job. Okay. Step number 2, pick your path. Is it the bridge? Is it taking the leap? Is it having a bridge job? But stop trying to leave the way that your favorite influencer left. Choose one that your nervous system can actually survive and thrive in. Step 3, find your first proof. Before you leave, you want evidence that you can create income on your own. This might be one client or one sale or one yes, not to replace your salary yet, but just to prove to your own subconscious that you can make money outside of having a job. The very first dollar that you create yourself is the very moment you become an entrepreneur, and that changes everything about how you actually see yourself. Step 4, build your runway or your bridge. Okay. If you're if you're taking the leap, calculate your real savings runway. If you're bridging, protect the income that is letting you build calmly. Okay. The income is not the enemy, I promise you, but fear is. The income is just the tool. It's funding you the ability to build your business. And you don't have to leave tomorrow, right? Just start building the thing that is going to make leaving inevitable. So here is what I want for you. I want you to stop searching for the perfect moment to leave because it's not coming. I mean, the savings will never feel full enough. The confidence will never feel complete enough. The timing is not ever going to feel right enough. I think the searching so often is the thing that's keeping us stuck. It's keeping you stuck. It feels like preparation, but it's just a beautiful way of staying. You already know that it's time. You've known for a while. The search was never about gathering information, it was about gathering permission. So consider this your permission. Stop searching for safe and start building it because you are the only thing there ever was. And if you want to watch the women who walked out before you, right, who left the lab, who left the cubicle, who built their own economy and, out of nothing but their own gifts, their life purpose, their original medicine, come watch the whole Mess to Millions podcast on YouTube. Sometimes you need to see someone who started right where you are to do the thing that you're scared to do. And of course, subscribe to Mess to Millions because subscribing is not a small thing. It's a tiny act of self-love that says, I'm worth investing in, right? And I'm going to keep showing up for myself. I'm going to keep becoming the woman who I know I'm destined to be. For those of you ready to go deeper, grab my book at ericacarico.com/books, or it's Awaken Your Purpose on Amazon, Audible, Kindle, we're everywhere. When you're ready to actually build and scale the business that sets you free, my team and I are waiting for you at ericacarico.com/SBA. The geneticist, she didn't wait until she felt ready. I guarantee you that. I did not wait until I felt ready. The woman who left her cubicle, she did not wait until she felt safe. We all just started building safety inside of ourselves. One client, one day at a time. And one day I think we all looked up and the door that we were so scared to walk through was already behind us. It had already opened, we walked through it, and it was already closed. You're not stuck. You're just standing at the start of your exit plan. And now you have one. I have watched women with so much less than what you have right now walk through this exact door into a life that they could never have imagined, myself included. You are so much closer than you think. I love you so much. I cannot wait to hear about your exit strategy, and I'll see you at the next episode. Mwah.